Hello.
Oh,
Welcome back.
We're back.
We are.
We're being musical.
Yes, we are.
We're enjoying the music, aren't we, Felix?
Yeah, I mean, I am enjoying the music. And, one of the things that we've
If
said...
Dai's music is subjectively perfect.
No.
Wow.
One of the things I've always said about Ryukishi's music is that I like the way that it doesn't complement the scene it's going with at a face value.
Yep.
The way that, the music will always play another emotion of the scene rather than just what is conveyed through the text on screen.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed how, going back over that phone call between Shion and Keiichi, it wasn't just suspense music and then stopping when Keiichi made the realization of what was going on. But at the same time, I feel as though that one track overstayed its welcome.
Yeah. It was, how long was that one track on for? Was that the whole of the Sadako torture sequence?
It felt like it.
I don't know this is the thing, I'd have to go back and check, but I feel like it was playing that whole thing. If there was another track playing, I don't remember it, which is weird.
Yeah, and not to say that it was a bad choice, because I think that the emotion of that scene was definitely, the music was conveying the kind of tragic irony of the Shion's failed love story versus what was going on screen,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
So I think that music was appropriate there.
Maybe if they'd had
it
stop and have some sound effects or have another track in the middle somewhere.
Just something to break it up.
Yeah.
I mean, there are other tracks on the soundtrack that have a similar vibe, so I don't know why we didn't. Maybe they did drop in another one.
Well, that's the thing.
They picked one that was too similar.
That's the thing. There are 3 tracks that are all in this arc. I don't remember what they're all called.
Yeah.
But they're all a very similar melody, except they're one is a little bit piano and the other one's kind of less piano-y. They're all there's a number of very similar tracks.
Yeah.
So they might have been switching between them, but if they did, I didn't notice. So yeah, I don't know. It was fine. It's Meikashi.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the problems of the way that this engine does music. You look at... I forget... There's some back-end engine name for it, but basically a lot of modern games, the way that they run their music is that it's a series of stems, the individual components of the track, that are added and removed based on certain scripting elements that happen in the game. So you pick up a certain weapon, and it'll start playing an element of the track.
Yeah, it'll jump to that part in the track.
It won't even jump it, it'll add it as a layer.
Yeah.
And I think...
I know what you mean.
I think that visual novels, particularly where we're stuck on these screens for ages playing out a scene with the music basically on loop, could really, really do with an audio engine like that, just to kind of break it up a bit.
Just to add some shit.
The other thing is the way that, the audio engine is in this game, if you can even really call it much of an engine, it literally just plays the files on repeat, including the fade in and fade out, which means that there's random gaps all over the place.
Yeah, I was, as we were playing that scene, very conscious of where the music was stopping and starting, which is a problem.
You should never be taken out of the moment by your sound design, and I think that, regardless of how many sound effects Ryukishi is adding or not,
well, that's the thing.
That's the main weakness.
That's the thing, isn't it? That we're watching him improve.
Yeah.
Which is how we said that you would view Higurashi in the first place. So I'm glad that we're watching.
I mean, that's kind of true, but at the same time, we still have the same problems in Umineko. Not to get into spoilers so much, but we still have tracks just starting and stopping. The sound effects are a lot better.
I was going to say,
that's the main thing.
The way that he layers sound effects over the tracks and stuff like that is much better. And I think he gets I guess Dai gets a lot better at the music direction, I should say.
Yeah.
Because he's the one in charge of that, as I understand it. But I mean, you're not wrong. I
mean, that's one of the other reasons, just from a systems perspective, that video game soundtracks are so good at using themes. TV shows and movies don't have the same necessity to use themes as video games do, because what video games do is they'll have this is the theme of this weapon that you pick up, or this is the this motif, right? So you pick up a rifle in a game and it starts playing the fucking heavy distortion electric guitar every time you pick up a rifle. You associate the rifle with heavy distortion pow pow.
Yeah, and then there's even more fun stuff. I watched a video by, I want to say 8-Bit Theory. He did a video on Hollow Knight and how that game uses musical theme. Like in the very start of the game, there's a poem that plays, and you don't know at the start who the poem is about, but there's a very, very short little like musical theme that plays in the background of the poem. And then when you figure out who the poem is about, you can then use that to go into all the different character themes and say, well, this character is associated with that character because this also has that same melody and all that sort of thing. So you get like the Dark Souls or the Hollow Knight games, all those games that like are very stingy with their lore, and you can actually glean things from the way that their music, the motifs channel between the different parts of the game. Yeah. Which is fantastic.
And that's not to say that there isn't like some narrative value to the songs here. It's just that I think that if I was to pick one thing that I hope shows up in Caconia, that would be what I hope is. I
properly looping music. That's the one thing, or the stemming.
From a sound perspective, would be the stemming. I can live with the occasional gap, but I really think that
I don't think we'll get the stemming.
I don't think so either. But I think that is to me one of the easiest ways you can improve the flow of these novels. It'd really break up the monotony of these scenes. I think.
Yeah, totally.
Which, like, especially for someone like me who does not enjoy VNs, like...
Except for this one. Obviously, you love this one.
Let's not get into that discussion right now, but, like, I think that would be a very, straightforward, conceptually way of improving the way these games work, even if the engine programming is a bit intense.
For sure. I mean, there's plenty of rough edges with the way that sprites fold onto the screen and the way that the music loops.
Yeah.
And the way that sometimes the words get stuck on the letter K for some reason.
What a deep cut throwback.
Yeah. I know, right? It's almost like I was paying attention.
Yes. Yes, you were.
I was, thank you.
It took a long time.
To come for me?
For them to come to me.
For them to come to me.
Yes.
Who's them?
Well, it's probably Uishi and Irie.
Uishi and Irie, they're coming in. They're gonna have tea with Shion.
Yeah, this is. You see, if this was just the same as Wada and Nagashi, this would just be a cop out.
I know, right? So it better not be Keiichi and Rena, or else I'll be very disappointed.
Exactly.
What if Sadako came up here? What if she didn't actually kill Sadako, and Sadako like rocked up like, "Yo, where's Satoshi? Where'd you take him?"
You telling me this is about to go full zombie apocalypse?
Dude, that'd be pretty great.
I mean, that's what the gas attack was about, to stop all the zombies.
Oh my god!
Maybe Takano wasn't the bad guy all along. Maybe she was just stopping the zombie apocalypse.
Maybe she's a lovely lady who is not a zombie.
Now that I've thought about it, I wouldn't be mad nor surprised with that ending.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good. I'd be pretty into that. Unless it's a ghost aliens, then we're in trouble.
No, it's just a problem. I had to wait until the following morning for them to come to me in case that tangent had distracted you.
Yeah.
I opened the gate without checking who was ringing the doorbell.
Well, that's just irresponsible.
I didn't even care who it was. If it was the police, that'd be fine with me. If it was Kei-chan, could he defeat me?
Not without help!
Keiichi and Rena were there.
Yay!
Wow, that's not a Uishi area.
You know what? This is close.
Well, this is unusual. Aren't you two going to school? Who's talking?
I assume this is Keiichi, right? He's all hesitant and shit.
All right.
Rena's in command right now.
Okay, then why isn't she leading the discussion?
Because she knows when to talk and when not to talk.
Amateur hour.
Let's see what happens here.
We stayed home today.
Kei-chan is one thing, but you too, Rena. You two are such troublemakers. I laughed at my own joke. Well, let's not just stand here. Come on in. I didn't think Rena would come. I thought it would be either the police or Kei-chan alone. I'll try tricking Kei-chan into coming with me to the underground storehouse.
Would never happen.
Rena, why don't you try to figure out what I'm attempting to do and stop me? You too, Kei-chan. If you figure out I was Shion, why didn't you try figure out the rest? I'll act like a demon. I'll struggle until the very last moment, so don't hold back. Please don't hesitate to kill a filthy demon like me.
She's like an actor.
That was abrupt, the music stopping.
Yeah.
If only there was some way that...
There was some kind of stemming technique.
Yes.
Stemnique, as you were.
Mion, first I have something to apologize for.
You do? What for? Why don't I just go get the vocal lines from the original?
Just slap them over.
Just slap them
Dude,
over. We don't even
we gotta
need
commit.
To be here.
We need to... I mean, we could just leave this on autoplay and, like, go get a drink or something. But...
We could.
We have to commit. If they're gonna go through this again, we gotta go through this again.
God.
Look, Ryukishi never repeats himself unless there's a point, okay?
Well...
Especially not entire scenes verbatim.
Oh, God. I really hope this doesn't go for the whole scene.
I don't know, and I'm a little
I
scared.
really do not need
But
the
it
whole
might
monologue.
be.
Oh,
It might just be the whole scene
You're
with an
scaring me.
extra monologue from Shion.
You're scaring me,
It's
Ben.
gonna be like, because she's gonna be like, this is why I did this, and this is why I said that. Here we go.
Spooky.
I don't think so. He wouldn't do that to us, would he?
The funny thing is I feel like if this scene does play out verbatim, there's going to be very small differences, and it's just going to be translation.
Yeah. It's going to be very small differences in the translation, and it's going to be Shion's monologue, and that's going to be
Either
it.
that or it'll be exactly the same, including typos.
Oh, God. Oh, my God, yes.
Because they just went back
Somebody
and
compare.
copied the actual
Copy-pasted
script.
it. Oh, that'd be so good.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would. It'd be fantastic. It gives somebody to complain about.
I wonder if the last screen where Keiichi and Rena there was originally Mion and Rena in the actual arc too. Oh, I need to check now. Quick, edit amigo, check.
Oh, God. We stayed at home today.
But this isn't your house.
This is our home now. We're moving in, bitch.
Well, on the night of
Well, on the night of Wide Nagashi, the ritual storehouse behind the shrine, I went in there.
He's more solo than that. This is some shit, dude.
I didn't expect this to start with an apology. Okay, so he admitted his sins of entering the ritual storehouse. I guess that was manly of him. Don't even care if the storehouse is forbidden anymore. Whatever. That rule came from those who believed it was even a sacred place at all.
Mion, you called Rika-chan and Sadako to the day before last, didn't you?
I don't remember doing so. If you have a reason to think so, could you let me hear it?
It was evening before dinner time.
Well, that's not a reason, that's just the
It
time.
was evening before dinner time. Thank you very much. Rika-chan should have come here, bringing a big bottle of soy sauce to have you share some with her.
Share-sham?
To have you share some with her.
Share?
Shashu.
I don't know what that actually means, I just know it's a thing. Rena spoke with confidence.
Damn right she did.
Share. She wasn't even trying to gauge my reaction. She was simply telling me the truth. You know, I really should have just done Shion so that her psychotic voice was my regular voice. That would have been a good bit.
That would have been an excellent
That would have
bit,
been
and
an
now it's
excellent
gone forever. Now we have a new bit. The bit that you should have done a bit, but you didn't bit.
I really hope
You
there's
didn't
another
bite the bit.
character I can voice that I can make my voice the psychotic voice for.
What? You mean just in general, or are you
Yeah.
like trying to probe me for like, is there another character
No.
that I get to
I mean,
voice?
maybe I am.
Is that what happened? Is that the twist ending that Shion's third twin sister Trion comes on and is like, "Hello, everybody," and then you get to play her in as well?
That's excellent. I really
Do
hope that happens now.
Here comes Trion.
She wasn't even trying to gauge my reaction. She was simply telling me the truth. That cleverness was very pleasant to see. Why do you think that?
It's not hard to understand. Me Chan. You saw it too, didn't you? Rika Chan's room. There was chilled tofu, but no soy sauce. Plus, the big bottle of soy sauce that should have been under the sink was nowhere to be found.
That's just because they use the bathtub for soy sauce.
Shush you. I know my own friend's house.
What? Is that why she would have come here? Rena sure is sharp. I tried to beat around the bush, but she was confident in her conclusions. She was cornering me. She's doing such a great job, too. It really put me at ease. Okay, demon. Rena knows what she's talking about. What kind of excuse are you going to come up with now?
It's a long explanation, so I'll get to the point. The contents of that refrigerator provide a vivid account of what you said over the phone when you lured her out.
There it is. This game is over. Rena, I was right about you. I don't like you.
Because you're better than me!
You really are just too sharp.
Sharper than me!
Shion is so obtuse that you never even recognized this side of you.
Yes, Shion.
That's... I had no idea I had such an incredible detective next to me the whole time. Can't believe you'd figure out everything down to the phone conversation. Just from what was inside the fridge. You've got me there. You've got me. You've got me. I laughed like crazy.
Oh, did you?
I laughed because I was having so much fun. I sensed the poison inside of my stomach dissipating and felt free and refreshed. I just realized we couldn't have copied this because we would have had Keiichi's narration.
I know! That's what I was telling you!
Keiichi, you've ruined everything!
What do you mean? How did you just realize that?
I didn't. It was just for the bit, Ben.
Okay.
Because I had to be angry at Keiichi, but...
Why are you angry at Keiichi? He's
I'm
a good
always
boy.
angry at Keiichi. This is what he gets.
What? Why would you be angry at Keiichi?
I don't know, I guess...
Shion's the one to be angry at!
What do you mean?
She's the one who killed everyone!
And?
She's a bit of a basic person, okay?
Can't believe you'd say that.
Mean, poophead. That's the one.
What?
Get out of here.
She's...
Give us Keiichi again. He's a better protagonist, objectively.
Come on, Ben, don't you ever feel related to, like you've been trapped in a corner by your friends confronting you because you've murdered other of their friends, and then you're really stressed out because you're not sure what to say,
Dude.
so you just start laughing like a maniac?
I have never laughed like a maniac before in my life.
That's what you took from that whole question? Fuck you.
No, you.
I sensed the poison inside of my stomach dissipating and felt free and refreshed.
Oh, he's a mad boy.
Mion.
Oh, no.
Wait, hold on. Okay, thank you.
Oh.
He's not nearly as mad in this one.
He's not nearly as mad. He's much more flat.
He's got really,
His
really defined
arms.
forearms.
Dude, he's ready to punch someone.
I don't, like...
He's ready to, like, kick a football and
Even
then,
if
like...
I flex my arms, like...
Flex?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But like, look, there's not nowhere near as much definition.
No, the shading. Look
I'm
at the
a
look at the
sports coach.
knob neck, like on the very tip of his
I
elbow
know.
there. That knob there, is that normal?
That's
Does he have
insane.
like 2 entire arms?
That's got to be
Dude.
growth, right?
He's around. He's just ready to punch on. my boy.
You reckon he can like pop his arm and then turn it
Pop and
around?
lock? Yes,
and
he's
then-
double jointed.
and then
That's what happens when you double
Fold
jointed.
himself down like Optimus Prime in the original animated
I like
TV show.
to like to believe that. I like to believe that he's the Optimus Prime of VNs, whatever that means. Do you think he's gonna get a knightly armor and a sword and shit? Isn't that what happens in the most
I don't
recent
know.
movie?
See, these arms are more like
yeah,
mine.
they're more like regular arms, like nice and.
See, they got no elbows,
undefined.
just like me. He's got no hands.
They're like
just
noodle
me.
arms, dude.
This is why I always hit the button too early. Is because I'm just trying to mash it with my.
Have we seen
He's
Keiichi's
been
hands?
spaghettified.
Yes!
Oh my god!
Because Rikushi was so ashamed of his ham hands, he decided to give him
Spaghetti.
spaghetti arms. Oh my god! Spaghetti and spaghetti Mion. Spaghetti Mion and spaghetti Keiichi. What the fuck is happening?
I don't know.
It's a good thing Rena always has those big chunky hands, so she'll never get spaghettified.
Thank goodness.
Thank God.
Mion, the police have suspected you for a long time now. Maybe Shisan's officers have had the house under observation so they could break in at any time.
Kei-chan was threatening me. He was telling me I couldn't run or resist, so I should just surrender and accept my fate.
Sounds good.
You aren't doing that intensely enough, Kei-chan. Shouldn't you grab my collar and knock me to the ground? Today's the day I'm prepared to die. But it takes so much longer after this.
It's true.
Come on. Gotta be prompt about these things.
If you want to die as a demon, you gotta just die now.
That's bad advice.
That's true.
That's very bad advice.
It's true. That is bad. If
That's
you want,
very
look,
bad
if you want to die
advice.
like a demon, get yourself some help.
Get yourself some
There are
help.
people that you can talk to on
to
the
people.
internet. Talk to us.
Just don't
Just
talk
send
to
me the
Keiichi.
comment.
That man
Don't talk to him.
He will drive you insane.
To suicide, most likely. Yes.
That's...
Talk to us in the comments. Let us know why you agree with my opinions about Shion, and we'll go from there.
After that, they went easy. Because they just wanted to know the reason why Mion committed such crimes. They're all being too lenient about this. I'm a demon. I'm a murderer.
Oof.
Are you saying that if you can understand the reason, murder is okay? Wow, it's like criticism of exactly what you were saying about this moment way back when it happened. Oh my god. A demon is a demon. A murderer is a murderer. Whether their motive is to have fun, to live, or to take revenge, that makes no difference. Why do you even want to know? Why don't you just tackle me and take me to the police? Look there. The demon is trying to deceive you. It's a pleasure to meet you both. I am the successor of the Sonozaki family, Mion. Welcome to the Sonozaki family's house today. I'd like to greet you on behalf of our leader, Corporio.
What? Capario? Sounds like Latin.
You seem... wow, it is too. You seem to want to ask various questions. I'd like to answer everything as clearly as possible. I then told them about the strange events that led to Onigafuchi Village becoming Hinamizawa,
Oh, thank God.
which Takano-san had told me about before. About half of it was truth, but the other half was completely made up. I just made it sound like it was only natural that their best friend committed such a gruesome crime. Keiichi and Rena were both overwhelmed by the history of Onigafuchi Village, which was swallowed by this gloomy fate. Oh well, I guess I made it sound interesting enough. I'm sure they enjoyed hearing me tell the story. But you know, I'm the one who committed the incidents that happened in the present time. What was the point in listening to those old folk tales? Are you thinking it will make your best friend's crime easier to swallow? You're just trying to satisfy yourselves. I'm a demon. I'm a murderer. I have sinned. These old folk tales have nothing to do with the crimes I've committed. The way those two listened to me so intensely almost made it fun. I told them the people used to make canned human meat and conducted gruesome research during the war. Those were things Takano-san told me. Hey, you two. Haven't you realized yet? Haven't you realized what I'm talking about has nothing to do with what we're dealing with right now? You know, that did occur to me when we were reading this. I was like, where the fuck is this going?
Why didn't you say it earlier? How could you think things and not say them on camera, Felix? Now we can't confirm or deny your intelligence.
Stop.
What?
I did.
Oh, did you?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Okay, I was there then.
Can we go back and check?
Yes, if you'd like to.
Okay.
If you know where to look.
Oh, no, I'm saying this to editor me.
Oh, okay.
Not to me right
I
now.
was gonna say.
No, and I'm keeping this in.
Okay, good.
I'm not cutting this.
Okay.
You have a message for the audience from you not being a performer?
I'm pretty hungry right
He
now.
started
I'm
performing.
pretty hungry.
He started performing again.
I'm not performing, and my behavior is not performative. This is my true, unfiltered self because that's the thing that exists.
But you're not speaking in like those weird demon tongues you normally speak to me off camera.
What do you mean, Felix?
That's just English with a
Tell
grumpy
me.
voice. Come on! Being
Ah!
so dishonest for the audience.
Cthulhu has arrived! And stuff. I want
I mean,
noodles.
What's
happening?
To go back to it, this is like one of the strangest things about the whole thing in Arc 2 is that like, obviously it's just a load of shit. Like, oh look, I was so pissed off about the family being disrespected, and like, it kind of drags it around in a way that makes sense, which is why I never really thought about it much beyond when it was happening. But like, it really is just completely and utterly extraneous.
It is.
And I love it.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
love it.
It's cool.
It just presumes you're along for the ride.
Yeah.
And it does it so well.
It's a good fun time.
I'm so happy.
I mean, it's a fun story, right? Packaged meat of human during the war. It's a good fun time.
I also just I'm like really annoyed with Ryukishi right now, just being like, you remember that 2-hour chapter that you read?
It's pointless. Yeah.
It was mostly made up.
Pretty much.
I mean, not to say that this story was like, you know, non-fiction or anything, but I mean, you get the point.
I was gonna say, is there a meta narrative going on here?
Oh
where
my God,
Ryukishi
there is a
talking about
meta-narrative.
like how important stories are to people and how it shapes their opinions and shit.
My eyes are so dry. Ryukishi
And how
hasn't been making
Shion's
me
like-
cry enough.
I know you gotta try harder.
I need
You gotta
more
cry on
tears.
command like me. You know
What?
what?
That's the thing you can't do and I can. Don't take
No.
my abilities from me.
Well, they can't tell who has that ability if they can't see us.
Oh my God.
It's too much. There's too many meta jokes going on right now. I can't. What layer are we on? What layer of reality? Am I on the one where Rena exists? Can we just go to that one,
Nah,
please?
that one sucks.
No!
You both look so serious. You two are such fools.
Oh, you're so mean!
That's Ryukishi. He's speaking to
Why are you
us.
so mean?
It was Ryukishi speaking
True,
to
he's telling us
us.
what a bunch of idiots we are.
Exactly.
So that Hinamizawa Village might once more be like Onigafuchi Village, so we may again be a sacred existence worthy of worship. That's the mission of those who inherit the demon of the Sonozaki main family.
That's the one.
Man family.
Man family.
That's what I said.
Those who inherit the demon.
Oh.
For generations, the Sonozaki family has had custom including the character for demon in the names of its successors. If you write out my name on your hands, it should appear plain as day. Keiichi tried to write Mion on his palm.
Oh, she's right. The character for demon is in there.
Not only in my name either. The demon is engraved on my body as well. I stood up and made to show my bare back. Of course, I don't actually have a tattoo there.
It's okay, Mi-chan. You don't need to show us, okay?
Thank you. I laughed a little.
She was lying.
They must really believe that I'm their best friend, Mion.
What? But like, whatever. Just don't. I just won't. My goodness, the demon has won already. They were doing so well at the beginning, too. I eventually sat back down after I finished telling my made-up tearjerker stories. It's your loss if you'll shed any tears now.
Yeah, Felix and other readers.
I looked at me shedding tears?
Yes.
Man, who the fuck?
I know, we've
who do you
established that
think
you
you're
can't cry because I can cry.
No, I can.
Aha.
I can do tears on command. I can't cry on
Can't cry.
command.
What's the difference?
What do you mean? What's the difference?
What's the difference, though?
One's emotional. The other's just physical.
Are you telling me that you don't have a heart? You're unemotional?
We've been over this.
I know, but I just want to say it for the camera.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'm heartless. It was ripped out at a young age by a priest in Eastern India.
Damn.
Because
And they shouted, Kariba!
Yeah.
Kariba! And it was all very racist.
Thank you for getting the. It would have seemed really strange if that hadn't been carried on.
Dude! Indiana Jones is good shit.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. What are you talking about?
It's amazing, but
It's so much fun. It's
a
so
lot of fun.
schlocky.
It's a lot of. Listen, I unironically enjoy the fourth Indiana Jones.
No! Okay, that's too far. Get out of here! Get out of my house!
I'm really looking forward to the fifth one. You know, there's
are they making a
there's
fifth one?
a fifth one
Why
on
are they
Disney's
making a fifth
production.
one?
Why not?
Because it makes a lot of money. I mean, wait, the other one.
I'm kidding. The fourth one was pretty fucking terrible.
Thank you.
He wasn't crying, but he was overcome by emotion. That sounds like I don't know.
So we're in a serious scene, and Ren is angry, so we need to be invested.
We're tangenting so much right now.
I know.
I looked at Rena. Surprisingly, she still maintained an aggressive look, showing me her will to fight.
Yeah. But Rika-chan and Sadako-chan, you killed them, didn't you, Mi-chan?
You're good, Rena. You know what I told you isn't an excuse for murder. You usually act like such a goofball, but that's not how you really are. You sure are something. You're far sharper than Shion.
I'm not saying that it's okay if you killed other people. Regardless, Mi-chan, you killed Rika-chan and Sadako-chan.
I'm not trying to justify what I've done. I have a demon inside of me. The demon is in my name, in my body, and also in my soul. But the demon wasn't the one who killed them. I did. Sonozaki Mion did. Rika-chan and Sadako died because Mion wanted them dead. That will never change. You're right, Rena.
So what did the demon do?
Come on, Rena. Try to figure out who I really am. You still believe Shion, my victim, is the real culprit? Poor Shion. I'm making Rena believe that you're responsible. That was it for Rena, though. She couldn't figure out I was Mion.
Please, turn yourself in.
Rena spoke to Mion.
We'll go with you. We'll never leave a friend by herself.
Crying children and Rena are the only things I can't beat. Too bad, Rena. I've won. I'm well aware of how serious my own crimes are. Even if they accept me turning myself in, I'll probably never be able to come back here. So I'd like you to hear one last selfish request.
What is it?
30 minutes is fine. Just let me have some time alone with Kei-chan. Huh? Keiichi looked startled to suddenly hear his name. You're so insensitive, Keiichi. That's what made my sister cry.
He's the cause of it all. Keiichi-kun, is that okay with you? If you don't want to, I won't make you.
She's right. It's okay if you don't want to. After all, I'm a demon. And Kei-chan is a bona fide human who moved here from somewhere else. For us to be compatible, as long as Oyashiro-sama doesn't exist to mediate, simply isn't possible. Keiichi hesitated a little. Come on, Kei-chan, condemn me. Condemn me and tell me you'd never go.
Sure, it's fine.
Thank you, fool.
I'd like to thank you too, Keiichi-kun.
Rena stood up. As promised, she made to leave. It's fine, Rena. You can wait right here. I just want to go around the garden with Kei-chan. If you're bored, you can go to my room. You can read any manga you like. And if there are any volumes you want, you might as well take them.
I don't want to. Mi-chan's books belong to Mi-chan.
Maybe she has figured her out all along.
Rena couldn't bring them back home with her so freely.
Such a good kid. Only at times like this. I took Rena's head and rubbed it like Satoshi-kun used to do to me. Okay, let's go, Keiichi. The game was over. Too bad, Rena. At least this was more fun than if Keiichi came alone. If he did, he could have asked me to run away with him after hearing my stories. Rena's eyes were like those of a judge. In those eyes I sensed both affection and observance. I said 30 minutes, so she would probably only wait for 30 minutes. If I took even a second longer, she'd call Uishi. I'm a little disappointed. Rena still thinks I'm Mion. She didn't manage to see through me. I thought someone like her would see the demon in me. I guess I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad.
Maybe.
Keiichi followed me after putting his shoes on. Can I hold your arm? Such a humble request.
I don't mind.
I took Keiichi's arm. It was as warm as Satoshi-kun's. I felt a little bewildered. You get kind of nervous with your arm through mine. You're not thinking, for example, I'll suddenly put you in a world-class joint lock or anything.
You two say the same things. I don't think that at all.
He was remembering the time when I'd held his arm in town. I think Shion liked you, Kei-chan.
I see.
I told him how my sister felt. Shion was with Satoshi-kun for a long time, but what they had was friendship. They never had anything more than that. That's why she fell in love with Keiichi. If I were in her position, I would also have fallen in love with him. If Shion was able to fall in love with him, then I could fall in love with him too. Keiichi smiled greatly. I almost saw Satoshi-kun in that smile. The Keiichi I knew was worthless and superficial. I never realized he could smile like Satoshi-kun.
Mion and Shion, you got along well, didn't you?
Well, I wonder. Kei-chan, do you think your right hand and left hand get along?
Huh? My right and left hand? I don't think you could describe them as getting along or not.
That's how our relationship is. You can't measure it by how well we get along. We'd been together since we were born. We'd been living in this world as a pair. But I was Mion and she was Shion. Mion was treated specially and I insisted on being her. Of course, that was unpleasant for Shion. Deciding to be fair, we switched places all the time. We were probably different from other identical twins. We didn't only like the same things or do things the same way. We even managed to share our knowledge and experiences. When we talked about our experiences, we could share them. As Mion and Shion, we shared everything. That was why each of us was both Mion and Shion at the same time. No. Maybe Shion was the only one who thought that way. I was a little different than that. I was simply letting Shion be Mion once in a while. I was Mion, the successor to the Sonozaki family. I was supposed to be treated specially. I always thought that was my privilege. Just like everyone tried to distinguish... I'm gonna be completely cut this, by the way, editor Felix. I'm gonna be completely honest, I just totally drifted off for the last 2 pages. Did I read everything correctly?
I don't know, I wasn't really... I did the same thing. It's the problem. It's so hard for me to objectively argue why I'm not invested, but I'm just not. It's Do you want to just read in the last 2 pages or?
No, fuck it. Just like everyone tried to distinguish between Mion and Shion, I also tried to distinguish between us. For example, one of your hands is dominant, so there'll always be a better hand. If you only had one oven mitt, you'd put it on your dominant hand without thinking, right? I think maybe it was like that for us. That doesn't mean, though, that anyone would be okay with losing their left hand. It's that kind of unexplainable relationship.
I think maybe you live too close together and just stop being able to see it, but I think that means you get along really well. I'm an only child, so the day before the festival I was really jealous of when you and Shion were messing around with each other.
I think you're jealous of something that doesn't exist, yes. We twins used to have a lot of fun trading places with each other, but now that we have such distinctly different personalities, our resemblances only get in the way. As an older sister, I felt I was mean for thinking that way, so as a punishment I became Shion. Who am I? I never had a solid identity in the first place. I was Mion. Then I was Shion. I should have just accepted that. But something has changed. I don't even know if I'm Mion or Shion anymore. Had I really been stupid enough to hope that Rena would figure that out for me? Shion is still alive.
Really?
Keiichi looked into my eyes. Keiichi looked into my eyes. I nodded quietly. Yeah. I've been thinking to give her the most horrible death of all, so I kept her locked up. I never did think of a good way to do it, though. This was a lie. I've already come up with ideas, and I've already begun to execute them. I dumped the hag into the well in front of Shion, I dumped Kimiyoshi and Rika in there, I even killed Sadako too. And right now I'm plotting to kill Keiichi, who Shion fell in love with. I am a demon. Any such gruesome act is simply pleasure to me. That's when I felt a warm hand rubbing my head. It wasn't Satoshi's hand, but Keiichi's. Keiichi and Satoshi-kun are totally different. Why did Shion fall in love with him? His rough hand didn't make me happy. But he understood my feelings was just my imagination. I wasn't happy and it didn't feel good, it didn't. Come with me. I want you to see all of my sins, although Keiichi, it might be the worst thing you've ever seen. I'm going to commit my final crime. I'm going to let you see it. I'm going to let Shion see it. When I do, are you still going to think I'm your best friend? Poor Shion. Kei-chan is going to die thinking it's you who's killing him. If you want to turn back, now's your chance. I don't know what impression you have of Mion Sonozaki, but it surely will change once you go inside.
It'll never change. I'll say it as many times as I need to. Mion Sonozaki is the best friend I could ever have.
You are such a fool. You don't sound cool at all. I don't understand human feelings because I'm now a demon, but I think I can understand why she loves you. I opened the iron door to the underground storehouse and beckoned Keiichi inside. Come on, Keiichi. This is obviously a trap, don't you see? This basement is transparently suspicious. Don't you think you should run to the police? But Keiichi was reckless. He swallowed, then stepped inside. You really are a fool. We went down the stairs to the basement and I led him into the torture room. Everyone is shocked their first time visiting this room. I used to be that way. Of course, Keiichi looked surprised too, but he was trying not to show it. Obviously, he wanted to express his shock at seeing this horrifying room, but he also knew that if he voiced that shock, he would be rejecting his best friend who was trying to confess her sins to him. So he did everything he could to stifle his surprise. According to something a family head from long ago wrote, blood splatter has impact despite the fact it doesn't tax the sacrifice. Watanagashi was meant as a deterrent after all. My ancestors thought up all different kinds of showy torture. That's a space for the audience. Watanagashi is a deterrent after all. It wouldn't make sense if there were no guests. Keiichi smiled quietly as he listened to me. No matter what cruelty came out of my mouth, he would embrace me. Was this really the superficial Keiichi Maebara I knew? Right here is where I killed everyone. There were no spectators to watch me, but I held a Watanagashi of my own. Well, perhaps there was one spectator.
Huh? A spectator?
Me. I, the demon, was watching the entire time Mion held the ceremony. I started to laugh. How many hints do you need, Keiichi? When are you going to figure out I'm not really your best friend? Come on, hurry up, you're running out of time. The game is almost over. This was a game. This was a game of murder. I had killed 6 people using my revenge for Satoshi-kun as an excuse. The demon was trying to capture Keiichi and kill him before Mion's eyes. But Keiichi had a chance. If he figured out I wasn't his best friend, then he'd win. If not, he was out. When did I come up with that rule? I guess it was sometime today. Or did I come up with it just a minute ago? Since the two of them aren't too bright, I decided to be easy on them, I guess. You are Mion's best friends, right? Don't you believe in her? Have you already made Mion into a murderer within yourselves? I like the way that it's switched back to using Mion for her name. It's very nice detail.
And Keiichi, yeah. A
I
lot of
know,
fun
it's
stuff.
excellent. Very, very nicely put together. Why don't you try protect the Mion within you? Why don't you try believe your friend can't be a murderer? If you could believe until the very end like Sadako did, you would have realized I wasn't Mion, your best friend, but just someone who looks like her. But if you can't, you still believe that I'm Mion, and you're just like me. I killed the Satoshi-kun within me so easily, and you'll do the same. You don't deserve to live. Back there is the prison.
Is Shion there?
You're not going to make it. Once we reach Shion's cell, your time is up. The demon will win.
Shion? Is that Shion?
Kei-chan! Is that you, Kei-chan? Keiichi ran to the cell.
Are you alright, Shion? Are you hurt?
No. No! Shion screamed. I was standing right behind Keiichi. It was time. My preparations to kill the boy she loved were complete. For her, this was going to be the worst possible torture.
Calm down, Shion. Everything is over now. Everything.
Keiichi tried to quell Shion's distress by talking to her in a calm voice. It was such a funny sight. Keiichi was the only one who had no idea what was going on.
Shion, how have you been?
No more, please. No more. I don't want to see anyone else die. If you hate me, then just kill me already. I'm the one you hate most, right? Kill me. Kill me right now. Sis.
Calm down, Shion. It's over now. It's going to be alright. So calm down.
But then it wasn't alright.
Relax, I won't kill you. No, I won't kill you just yet. It's game over. I gave you enough chances. You cornered me quite well once. But that was it. You couldn't figure out that I'm not your best friend, Mion. You couldn't believe that Mion isn't a murderer. Please stop, don't kill Kei-chan. Kei-chan has nothing to do with this, does he? If you're going to kill someone, then kill me right now. I don't want anyone else to die. You want to die that badly, then after I've killed this man, I'll take my time making mincemeat out of you. In accordance with the ancient rites, I'll do it slowly, starting with your extremities. I'll shave you down and mince you to bits. I had that mincing machine set up specifically for you, after all. Or would it be funnier if I were to mince up Kei-chan in front of you?
Hey, quit it already. What do you have to gain by scaring her at this point?
No, Kei-chan, run away! Here you are, demon. Go ahead and take my soul. I'd been living my life to avenge Satoshi-kun. But that wasn't what he wanted from me. That was just for my own satisfaction. I couldn't even face Satoshi-kun, so I'll bring this to an end the way I want. The world became a total mess. Satoshi-kun hates me and I hate myself too. I'm going to complete my revenge. I don't want anyone to sympathize with me. I won't pretend to be some tragic heroine either. I'm going to become a murderer that nobody could sympathize with. So please, grant a suitable final moment to me. A bluish-white flash filled the huge cave. Keiichi fell down like a doll. Shion reached out to him from the other side of the bars. She screamed at me not to kill Keiichi. Go ahead, cry and blame me. Don't even think of offering your forgiveness. I'm the most rotten existence in this world. So please, grant me the worst possible ending. Shion begged me desperately to let Keiichi go. I simply abused her, slandered her, and disgraced her. The more Shion suffered, the deeper I'd fall into hell. It wasn't enough. It wasn't even close to deep enough. It wasn't deep enough to compensate for my sins. I dragged Keiichi to the table that I tried to put Sadako on and restrained him there. Keiichi began to move sluggishly. The stun gun must have not worked too well on him. Can you hear it, Shion? I'm going to get started now. Savor Kei-chan's fresh screams to your heart's content.
Give it a fucking rest.
Keiichi squeezed out those words. He sounded good, like he was about to bite me. Awake at last, are we? I lied before, you know, about having wanted to give Shion the most miserable death of all, but locking her up because I hadn't thought of a good way yet. That was a lie.
You know what I realized we just passed? We just
What?
passed Stranger Clock!
Stranger Clock!
Oh my god!
I smiled as I laid out the huge nails and hammer specifically made for the nail table. I'll let her hear the screams of all those people that died because of her. And after they've soaked into her very soul, then I'll kill her. I've got pretty good taste, huh?
Who are you?
Huh? I'm Mion. Mion Sonozaki. Have you lost your mind from fear?
No, you're not. There's no way you can be Mion Sonozaki.
I stopped moving. Kei-chan. Shit. I decided the naming game would be over once we reached Shion's cell. Therefore, even if he guessed this time, it would be too late. Oh well. Sure. I'll listen to you. This is your last chance. I see, then if I'm not Mion, who am I? Come on, Kei-chan. Guess who I am. Why don't you try and save Mion? The girl who fell in love with you.
A demon.
Huh?
You're not Mion. Mion was just here. Give her back.
Kei-chan, is your brain really doing okay? You're not going crazy with fear?
Don't touch me, you damn demon. Give her back. Give Mion back. My best friend, give Mion back.
I listened to him with a blank expression.
I know it's nonsense to demand Mion's return when she's right in front of me, but this person in front of me can't possibly be Mion. I can't accept that.
That's great. So I'm not Mion or Shion. He doesn't even see me as my sister. No, wait, that's not it. Keiichi protected the Mion in his heart until the end. He didn't accept the fact that Mion was a murderer. And not just that either. He protected the Shion in his heart as well. He didn't conclude that if Mion wasn't a murderer, then it must have been Shion. To Keiichi, Shion was someone who always made fun of Mion. But that was it. Wasn't like they'd known each other for a long time. But Keiichi protected her. He protected Shion from being a murderer. That's why I'm a demon. And not Mion or Shion, huh? A demon, huh? A demon. That's stupid. But isn't that just right on the money? Kei-chan, are you trying to drown me in my own tears? However, Keiichi didn't back off. He kept screaming. He screamed loudly so I could hear his voice even when I was stuck inside of a demon.
You can do it, Mion. Don't lose to this piece of shit demon. You're strong. Show me how strong you are.
Surely he isn't talking to me knowing that I'm the real Mion, right? He's just confusing us again. So there's no reason to let my heart be disturbed by Keiichi's screams towards Mion.
Come on, Mion. Mion, why did you lose to a demon like this? You're not that weak, are you? Don't give up. Fight. Fight.
He's right. I didn't fight back. How did he know? How did he know I didn't fight back? I lost to the demon. After all, I'm weak. I'm not strong enough to defeat the demon. Even so, Keiichi continued to talk to Mion. His voice had become hoarse, and he had begun sobbing. He kept mumbling, Mion, Mion. Kei-chan, this may not be something pleasant to take to the grave with you, but you really seem to want to know, so I'll tell you just one thing. A long time ago, the demon came to live inside me. It was gnawing at my heart, trying to spur me to violence, but I suppressed it with my reason. The demon had become quiet, and I got to thinking it had gone away somewhere. As it turned out, I was wrong. It hadn't left, it was just sleeping inside me. That was the truth. When I learned about Sadashikun's disappearance, my weak soul couldn't take the sadness, and anger filled me to the brim. But the insanity had stopped there. Time had healed me and embraced me with memories of Sadashikun. The demon woke up again, due to a certain small opportunity. What do you think that opportunity was? It was such a little thing. This might be strange for me, a demon, to say, but you're the reason everything got so messed up. A tear rolled down my cheek. At the time, if you'd given me that doll you got without hesitation, maybe everything wouldn't have gotten so twisted. You probably can't understand. I wouldn't expect you to. But you see, all sorts of things started falling over like dominoes after that, and soon it was too much for me to control. It only makes sense that you wouldn't be aware of knocking over the first one since it was so small, but you're the one who set them up. If Kei-chan hadn't done something so insensitive, Shion wouldn't have cried. Shion cried and talked to me about it. That had reminded me of Satoshi-kun. I became jealous of her for having someone else she loved so close to her.
Just screenshot that. That page there.
I know, that was very, very good. The way that it
very succinctly here
twists
you go.
it back on its head.
Here are the dominoes.
Yeah.
There they go.
All that Ryukishi had done is he'd pretended the second domino wasn't there, which was excellent.
That's very good.
It was a very small jealousy, but that little feeling woke up the demon who was sleeping inside of me. After that, I just let the demon take over. The demon ate up all of the sadness from my loss of Satoshi-kun, and filled my heart with the notion of revenge, even though I knew that wouldn't make Satoshi-kun happy. Then the scary incidents that followed dragged me to hell, from whence there was no escape.
That can't be, can it?
It only makes sense that you wouldn't be aware of it. Even so, Kei-chan, you are without a doubt the cause. If you had nonchalantly given me the doll that day, then I don't think this would have happened. Was I simply transferring the blame to Keiichi? Such a tiny thing woke up the demon inside of me. The demon would have woken up eventually. I was at fault. I didn't fight back. I let the demon live in my soul, and I let the demon possess me. Keiichi didn't hide his tears. They were pouring down his cheeks. Maybe he was crying in my place since I'd become a demon and couldn't cry of my own will. Can I start now, then? This method of torture is very simple. I'll nail one of these into the first joint of your left pinky finger. Then I'll nail each one in order until I get to your thumb. And then I'll go back to your pinky and nail one into the joint in the middle. So on and so on until I hammer 15 nails into your left hand. When that's over with, I'll do your right hand next. After that, if you're still conscious, I'll tell you. There are a lot of nerves bundled in your fingertips, so it hurts a lot more than you could imagine. Some people apparently pass out before you finish hammering 30 nails into their hands, so... I put a nail to Keiichi's left pinky. Once I hit it with the huge hammer, it would start, and it would be over. I didn't hesitate at all when I was torturing the others, but somehow I do when it's you.
If this will satisfy your demon, Mion, if it will sate the demon, then do to me what you will.
I didn't understand what he just said, so I tried to repeat his words in my head. Are you serious?
Compared to how much I hurt Mion, this is nothing, right? Do as much as you want. In exchange, promise me 2 things. After you're satisfied with causing me pain, forgive Shion. She's been punished enough to make up for her crime of sneaking into the storehouse, hasn't she?
You. After all this, you still care about Shion more than yourself. I am Mion. Mion Sonozaki. So why are my eyes growing so damp when hearing Keiichi show concern for Shion?
The other thing is that when you've had your fill, you disappear. Give that body back to Mion. That's all.
You know, you're not even considering possibly begging for your life or anything.
Can I ask you to promise 3 things instead of 2? The third is to leave me alive.
You said 2 in the beginning, didn't you? So you can't have any more.
It's a shame.
God damn it, Keiichi. I love him so much.
Even in this situation, Keiichi and I joked around and laughed. Then I knew. I knew why Shion fell in love with him. He's different from Satoshi-kun, but he's a good guy. I probably won't keep those promises, understand? I'm a demon after all.
I guess there's nothing I can do then.
Keiichi smiled and then closed his eyes. Kei-chan, I'll agree to just the third thing, okay?
Huh?
Your first wish. To save Shion. That's not possible. The demon will kill her. It's already been decided, so I can't stop it. So please give up on that. I stroked Keiichi's chin. As for your second wish, to give this body back to Mion, that won't happen neither. After today, Mion will never come back. From today on, even if my body remains, it will just be a shell. Because the demon has taken it over.
That isn't true. Mion is Mion. Don't say such sad things like she will never come back.
Can you hear it? That sound. I'd been hearing a noise. I knew what it had to be.
Bang, bang.
Oh my goodness, you got a talking role in the scene.
I got to say something.
That's right, Ushi'll be in a second.
Yay! I'm sure he'll get speaking lines.
A dull sound was repeating in a regular rhythm. It was accompanied by a light tremor.
He's not going to get easy.
People were trying to force open the iron door to the underground storehouse. You're late, so Rena probably called Uishi. That spaced-out girl being so quick-thinking was the one thing I didn't anticipate.
Damn straight!
I'll agree with you there.
Really? I wonder how much Kei-chan really knows about Rena. Rena Ryugu. I won this time. Rena couldn't figure out who I was until the end. Or maybe she did. Rena didn't seem confused about whether I was Mion or Shion. Perhaps Rena could tell Mion and Shion apart through her sense of smell. She was good at that kind of thing. No way. I'm overestimating her.
Disagree.
I brought out my stun gun so Keiichi could see the sparks. You've probably never seen one before, right? It's a real stun gun. It's illegally modified and its power has been increased quite a bit.
Was that what you hit me with back before? That's not a toy children should be playing with, you know?
You're right.
Bang!
They must have broken the first door. The path was complicated, but there was no other door except for the one to the torture room. I won't kill you, but I will have you go to sleep for a bit, Kei-chan. Uishi will be here soon. This will only hurt a bit. Keiichi bit down and smiled bitterly. I paused, hesitating a little. Keiichi opened his eyes to see what was wrong. I'm sorry for disgracing Mion.
I made a promise before coming in here. Whatever happens, the Mion inside my heart won't change.
Look, forget about that. If you ever see me after today, don't come near me. By then it'll be the demon that inherited my corpse.
Bzz.
Keiichi fell unconscious. I locked the door to the torture room. I locked the door to the huge cave, too. That should give me some time. Shion, come on out.
She gonna drop it down the well?
What? She would never do that. What would make you say that?
Well, what I'd originally thought when we were looking over, what happened in Arc 2 is I thought that it had been like, here's your chance to escape, sis. And she just fucked the climb because they mentioned how rickety the handrails were in the tunnel or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is making it seem a lot more hands-on. I don't know. Maybe she'll still just run away.
Maybe this will be about 10 seconds and she'll just be dead and then we won't have to worry.
Oh, thank goodness.
Thank goodness it's over.
I opened the cell and told Shion to leave it. She was crying. You asked me to let Kei-chan go, so I did. He's out cold because of the stun gun. The police should be here soon, so they'll set him free. Thank you.
Sweet baby Mion.
You still have something more to do. Shion has to escape from here. I took Shion to the cell with the hidden passage.
Ugh, the name games.
Before that, I'll give Mion back to you. Huh? Take those clothes off. We're switching again. Here, take the rubber band for your hair. Shion had no idea what was going on, but she changed her clothes as I ordered her to. I gave her the flashlight and she hung it around her neck. You go first. Find the hidden escape route at the bottom of the well. The light from the flashlight... She didn't say that she gave her the stun gun. The light from the flashlight wasn't enough to entirely illuminate the way down. Nobody in their right mind would want to descend that well. But Shion obeyed and timidly climbed down the ladder. When she passed entirely below the rim of the well, I brought out my stun gun and put it to her head. Shion understood the meaning of that. Sis, I didn't kill Kei-chan just as you wanted. You told me I could kill you instead, didn't you? I'm going to keep our promise. Shion's hands and feet were clinging to a very unstable ladder, so there was no way she could protect herself. She was in a critical situation. You, who looks like Mion, need to fall into the bottom of the well and die. I look like Shion. Kei-chan will testify that I am the victim. I'll wait in the cell for the police to get here. I'm sure they'll eventually find out the truth from our fingerprints, but by the time they get that far, I'll be hiding somewhere else. Pretty good, huh? You're killing me out of revenge for Satoshi. If you know that much, you should have been prepared. Go apologize to Satoshi-kun at the bottom of the well. Sis, Satoshi isn't at the bottom of the well. Huh? Didn't you say the bodies get dumped down here? All I said was that if he was killed at the Sonozaki house, this is where his body would be. What are you telling me now? Can't you be a little clearer? I also liked Satoshi. I'm sure. I liked him after all. It was very sad when Satoshi couldn't disappear, so I looked into things. And I interrogated Granny. I even thought about throttling her. And she told me. She said she was only telling me as the successor, so I had to keep it a secret. What she said was something hard to believe. The hag said to Shion, the Sonozaki family had nothing to do with the disappearance of Satoshi-kun. Shion couldn't understand, so she asked again. The Sonozaki family held a lot of influence in the underworld because of our dad's connections. In fact, they used such illegal measures during the dam conflict. Therefore, people just assumed the Sonozaki family had pulled the strings when the dam construction incident took place. Even the hag laughed meaningfully and said suspicious things so everyone believed she was the mastermind. But it was all a performance. It was a hoax by the Sonozaki family head. It was just a bluff. The family took credit for the incidents to make it look like they were pulling the strings. With the influence they already had, this bluff was very believable. Therefore, people thought of the Sonozaki family as the ones that had deep connections in the underworld, and that they were capable of producing any sort of conspiracy. People have believed that since the dam conflict. Oreo just smiled at things she had nothing to do with, as if she was pulling the strings. When the relatives saw that, they became fearful of Oreo's power. When the dam construction site manager was killed, Oreo smiled meaningfully. When the relatives saw that, they assumed Oreo was behind it. When the Hojo couple fell off the cliff, when the Furude couple died violently, when Satoshi-kun's aunt died and Satoshi-kun disappeared, the hag just smiled meaningfully. Everyone believed the Sonozaki family was behind all those incidents. That's a lie! You trying to tell me the Sonozaki family had nothing to do with any of it? How can I believe that? I don't think Granny would lie, especially about Satoshi-kun's disappearance, since she said she knew nothing about it, because Granny approved of the relationship between Satoshi-kun and you, remember? You rip your nails off so she would forgive everything. No, that's a lie. Don't try to fool me. Then who made Satoshi-kun disappear? Who? That I don't know, but it wasn't the Sonozaki family. It wasn't Granny. You know the curse system, right? The hag didn't need to give the command for Satoshi-kun to be attacked. All she had to do was look concerned and someone else would take care of it. That was the system.
Flip it.
Shion couldn't say anything in response. Even if the hag had forgiven him personally, as long as he was the object of the curse, the executioner would follow him forever. Granny told me that she had tried to find out who was actually behind the curse of Oyashua-sama for a long time, but she couldn't. Everyone believed it was someone in the village, but she couldn't find out who it was.
It's like she never even visited the library, never said anything to talking to her.
What?
If you've spoken to that woman, her hair is literally evil.
It's perpetually floating in the wind. It's beautiful. Orio's hair has never left her scraggly old beautiful face.
That's right. She actually has cel-shaded hair.
It's true.
She couldn't find out, then why did the curse take place every year?
Isn't it weird? But there wasn't anyone. There really wasn't.
I told you the Rika Furude tried to attack me earlier with a syringe, didn't I? How do you explain that? She wasn't just acting out of desperation like a cornered rat. She came over to my house and attacked me with a bottle of pepper spray and a syringe. I bet Tomataki-san was killed with that same stuff. That I don't know. I can't believe Rika-chan would do something like that. I'm the one who saw how she died, and I still can't believe it. What a completely abnormal way to go. I don't think Shion and the hag are lying. That would mean the hag wasn't in as much control as we thought she was, though. She didn't know anything about that scary drug, or if the Furude family was the one executing the curse. If the Sonozaki family had nothing to do with it, then who made the series of mysterious deaths possible? Was it just a coincidence that something happened 5 years in a row the night of Wada Nagashi? It's impossible. A human must have made it happen. It was all decided somewhere the Sonozaki family wasn't aware of. Kimiyoshi family didn't know anything. Kimiyoshi believed the Sonozaki family was behind it. Was it the Furude family? With Rika's behavior and the elderly people who believed in her so blindly, did some kind of power exist around the Furude family that created the curse? No way. The Furude couple themselves were victims of it. How could a little girl like Rika possess a power stronger than that of the Sonozaki family? No way, it's just impossible. In other words, I'd killed the heads of all the 3 families and was trying to bring an end to the whole thing. All as a result of a misunderstanding about the dark secrets of Hinamizawa.
Screenshot that one too.
Then what about my revenge? Did I kill all the wrong people who had nothing to do with Satoshi-kun's disappearance at all? Yes!
Yeah.
We've done it!
We've figured it out.
We've figured it out!
Yay, good one, Shion.
You've finally
After all
done
that murder, finally you learned the truth from your sister.
Completely redeemed
when you were
yourself
about to
with
kill
this
her too.
realization.
You figured out.
It's still gonna kill her anyway too. What a heartless.
You think there'd
heartless
be some
individual.
kind of turnaround when we figure out what's going on?
I know.
Maybe this is the end.
Maybe it is.
Poor Shion.
It's such a shame that we won't get any more chapters of Higurashi after this because we
Sure.
figured it all out.
Because we've lost Shion and we've lost the star of our show.
That is not what I wanted you to go for, but you know what?
What do you want me to go for then?
That's all right. No non-disclosure agreements
Okay.
and all.
Okay.
I signed paperwork to do this show.
I don't.
Oh,
That's why I have no rights.
no wonder the lawyers keep coming after me.
Hey, at least they don't come after me.
Did I kill all the wrong people who had nothing to do with Satoshi-kun's disappearance at all? That's good, Shion. You're still trying to turn the tables on me, huh? Sis, please believe me. I'm not your enemy. I really am not. Please, believe me, sis. Shion begged with tears in her eyes. That would have affected me if I was still Shion's sister. But I don't feel anything anymore.
Oh no.
Because I'm a demon. I'll be done once I kill Shion. I've already decided that. If I don't finish it up, what would my existence be for? What about the life I devoted to revenge for Satoshi-kun? How dare she tell me all this nonsense to confuse me at the very end? If what she said was the truth, then what I'd done wasn't revenge. It was just the curse of the 5th year.
You know, she decides a lot of stuff that she then like goes back on. She does that a lot.
I know, she does.
It's good fun.
Shion, if you truly are innocent, you can go to heaven. Apologize to Satoshi-kun for me.
Bzz.
A bluish-white spark lit up the darkness, and Shion disappeared into the well.
Oh.
Please apologize to Satoshi-kun in heaven. I can't, since I won't be going there.
You're so dramatic, Shion.
That reads like a very...
So dramatic.
That
I won't be going to heaven.
That reads like a very Japanime line.
It is.
Like, extremely.
It is very dramatic.
This is the
line.
kind of line that I would come up with to make fun of Japanime.
I know,
if I was
I
trying
agree
to
with you.
improv it.
I won't be going there to the place where all the good people go because I am a bad person.
Instead, I'm going deep into hell. Jumping into this well would be too simple an atonement for what I've done.
There you go. So I will continue to live.
Until I find a perfect way to end my life, I'm going to live as best I can.
Okay.
Thank goodness
there you
she
go.
still has an apartment block to jump off.
Thank goodness.
Oh boy. Well, this sure has been one Higurashi.
Oh boy. One whole Higurashi. We're not even at the end yet. We haven't even had one
we
whole
got the
Higurashi.
tip to do
we
still.
got the tip. We gotta do the
Let's
tip.
go.
Let's
Come
go.
on, let's see it.
Got a tip. Achievement unlocked. Shocking end. That's a good pun. I like it. But I'm going to hell because I'm a bad person and I need to be punished. Wait. Hold on.
Shion Sonozaki's last confession is dubious.
Do I get to be Oishi for this?
Yes, please.
Yay!
Make sure you're
'cause
reading
he's
it as evidence. though.
Yay! Because this isn't anybody else.
Good.
Shion Sonozaki's last confession is dubious. Did the hag convince her that the Sonozaki family had nothing to do with it, or is that the truth?
What are you reading?
I am reading Little Diary.
Where did you get this diary?
I cannot tell you that yet. It would be spoiler for audience, but I am building up the suspense.
I can understand a bit of suspense.
Yes, there are plenty of manga in Sonozaki House too. I should read them later as well.
Carry on, Kura.
In my own investigation so far, I have proven there are aspects of the curse which can't be explained by the Sonozaki family alone. So, my notes were all bogus from beginning. These 200 pages are full of bullshit. I thought of burning this notebook, but I won't do it. This notebook proves, my guilt. I won't distort facts.
Why are you still reading this in first person? I thought we agreed you had to read this as we should read
You're right.
evidence.
You're right. Let me redo it. But I won't do it. His notebook proves Mion's guilt. I won't distort the facts.
You still
She
do.
won't distort the facts.
Thank you.
There we go.
I'm glad we finally got
She did not burn it in past. After all, her life was only a notebook long. I wonder if anyone will read this. She wonders if anyone will read this. If anyone does, let them learn something from her stupidity. These series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, dubbed Uyashiro-sama's curse. If you are reading this,
Oh, that's you.
please, yes, please, Oishi, find the truth. That's her only wish. 1983, 06, 01, T11, all that other stuff, Mion Sorosaki.
Why now, here at the end, do we get this time?
I don't know.
What for the purpose of?
For timeline reasons.
Also, isn't that date before all of this happened, so this date is bullshit? The 1st of June? Is that what that's saying? It's the same.
Yeah.
The 1st of
that's
June
The 1st of June.
at 11 o'clock.
So I guess it was before this happened, yeah. This
Or
takes place in
she's just
June.
lying.
I don't know. Yeah, it might be fabricated. I'd probably go with fabricated, but who knows?
I would also go with fabricated.
I would go with fabrication, my friend Gumajan. Thank you for reading with me.
Yo!
Welcome.
Oh, excuse you next time.